Well, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been up here last, and there's been some changes. The box has been painted. There's a safety lock to keep the kids out, keep it safe. Conduit has been run up and painted, so the wires are nicely hidden. And up in here, it's all been mounted up underneath the roof line. So there's the electronics hidden and secured nicely, so you can't really see much. That still has to be tucked in a little, but it's looking good. And then I didn't have my camera one day, but I did put on a cigarette lighter socket. I didn't do the wires yet, but I mounted it, and I drilled a hole over here so that you can use AC power. That does work, and that hole is large so that the wire, the plug, can go through, and then I can also run the wires, the 12 volt DC wires, through inside. So I just have to open this up and be right back. What I'm going to do right now is hook up the cigarette lighter plug, which is not yet wired, and I'm going to go right off the end of the inverter leads so I don't have to cobble up too much out here. This is already fused and switched, so that'll be the master output line. So I'm just going to plug the cigarette lighter onto those hot leads, which is more than big enough to do the job. Okay, I've got a piece of wire. I just want to run through here and size it up. Right here and out to the cigarette lighter plug. I'm going to cut a piece of ground wire the same size. I've got some ground wire. Just going to cut that to the same size. I have to get my strippers. Be right back. Okay. I have to get an idea what's what here. Oh, there it is. Negative, positive. Alright. Run the wires inside. Made some wires, so they're long enough now. I just have to connect these on here onto the cigarette lighter. And run them up inside. Now this one is going over by the inverter. That's already fused and switched. This is the original. And same with the negative, I'll run that inside. And we should have DC power here in this box. Again, the reason I went to the inverter is because it's got these big lugs and they're free, easy to access, and they're already fused and switched. So this goes down over here. Later we can tape them up, make them look nicer. so now we should have power. If I turn on the switch, I should have power on the cigarette lighter socket over here. So let me leave this all together here. Let's turn on the switch. Now, should be DC power. And we've got a, I'm going to go get a, I think there's a 12 volt light I can test this on first before I plug in the big fridge, which is there. So let me see if I can find that light. Okay, I have a 12 volt fluorescent light. I'll plug it in here to the socket and see if the light works. I just grabbed this out of a guy's box, so I'm not even sure if the light works. Good. Ah, there we have power. Good. There's 12 volt DC power outside the box. So that now works. That's good. So we can plug in the fridge and see if it'll turn on. This out of the way. Plug in the fridge. 12 volt fridge. Okay, here we have the cold Maxmin. There's the thermostat. Well, we'll let that work a while and see if it works. Now that's working. The fridge is working. It's drawing power. I know because the socket here is getting warm on the bottom. It's pulling 6-8 amps. I can feel the warmth on the socket here, and it'll take time. This is an absorption cooler, so it'll take time to cool that off. That'll take a while, but it's working. So now I'm gonna just tape those wires together neatly, put them under the inverter, and just hide them. And then I'm gonna fuse the solar panels, and that'll be it. Wires are nicely hidden, taped, threaded through. Now it's all neat and safe. Good looking. And everything's nicely fused. So now I'll do the fuse for the solar panels. So if someone wants to do work in here, all you have to do is flip the switch. So I have a switch here already. It's just not connected. So I have to take the positive wire off the solar panel, run it to the switch, and then from there through the fuse, and then from there to the positive terminal, or sorry, back into the solar charge controller. So I'm going to see if that wire will fit, and if that wire fits between the switch and the charge controller, I'm hooked up. If that's long enough, and if it fits inside, then perfect. I won't need any extra wire. Okay, now I'm going to remove the solar panel. So I need a stronger screwdriver. Be right back. Scratch that seam. Okay, I'm going to remove the positive wire from the solar panel out of the charge controller. There we go. And that is a fat wire, so I think I'm going to be able to put the fuse wire in there. I think this is going to connect. I hope. If I can get that inside. Hope it fits. It was a super tight fit, but I did get the fused into the charge controller, so that's good. Now I'm going to cut the other side and hook this through to here to the switch. I'm going to put a crimp-on end connector on here and connect that to this on-off switch. And that'll be our master kill for the solar panels to protect the charge controller if we're working. And again, the other end, I'm going to put a crimp-on connector on the wire that comes from the solar panels, the positive wire from the solar panels. So I'm going to crimp on the ends. I won't worry with that. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, you won't be able to see what I'm doing here, but I'm going to hook up. I've got the solar panel as a crimp-on end connector. That's going up to the switch. That's the solar panel input. And then I've got the fuse block, goes up onto the switch. And then I put my fuse in and we have power. Now, the solar panels are currently off. I still have to tighten these, but when I am ready, I flip the switch. Now the solar panels are connected to the charge controller. So I just have to tighten those screws. And we have a properly fused system here. As you can see, the solar panel hot wire comes into the switch. The fuse goes into the charge controller. For maintenance, we can just flip the switch. And on the hot side going out to our accessories, same thing. We've got a fuse coming from the battery, goes up into the switch, from the switch out to the positive of the accessories, and everything's safe, fused, and switched. So there is a very good installation, safe, and if I can say so, professional. Well, there it is. The job is done. System working. And now it's a bench, just like in my RV. Looks good. Now my friend has AC and DC solar power, so he can run his devices and appliances and start saving some energy. And this is actually a 3-way camping fridge. I like it actually. Australians sell these in the normal camping shops.